It's Super Wildcard weekend. NFL playoffs are here. The season's almost done, but we got money still to make. Let's go. We don't. Welcome everybody back to another episode of MoneyPot Podcast. I am your guy. I am your host. I am the CEO. I am him. They call me Moss Money. And we here for Supercar. Super Wild Card weekend. And if you don't have one, you need to get yourself one. But we got one on the team. That is our own professional gambler, C Sharp. What's up, bro?
What up, what up, what up?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Ready to get this money, ready to get these games going. Going to do a little bit different here. We're going to bring up the bracket. Give other people something else to look at instead of the usual numbers that we usually do. But we'll play with the numbers on the back end, and we'll get right into the games. We got two games, I think, tomorrow. Was it 2, 3, and 1? Is it 2, 3?
Yeah.
Yep. 2, 3, and 1. So there's the bracket of the divisional round. Obviously, you guys know the Chiefs and the Eagles are the number one seeds in the respective divisions, so they get the bye. So we will go bring up my little trusty sports book here. We're going to go with the first game of the day on Saturday at 4:30. You have, for the third time, Seattle Seahawks traveling to San Fran. San Fran is -9.5. Total is 42.5. So I know what you guys are thinking. It's tough to beat a division opponent 3 times in a row. But believe it or not, it's really not. The opponent who's won in the regular season and comes in as the favorite in the playoffs typically wins that third game. They're usually, I think it was 17-6. I think I saw was the record of how many times that's actually happened. So the line makes sense. The teams make sense. The question is, does the money make sense? And what are we betting on this line? This screams teaser to me all day. Get them down to win, the Niners. But if you want to make a play on this one, I would be leaning the under here. I got to think Seattle's not going to be able to move the ball too much. I know Tyler Lockett still has that kind of hand problem. Metcalf has been banged up. Geno doesn't look like the same Geno we saw earlier in the year. It's going to be a tighter game. Obviously, the third time these guys are seeing him. Pete Carroll will have his boys ready. And I don't think San Fran's going to be able to move the ball as much as they did. This smells like a 27-13 type game to me. And which will make San Fran cover. So straight play, I like the under, but I'm definitely putting San Fran in all teasers. And I'll just live with that.
Yeah, I was checking the live weather report, and it's been the same. So it's going to be rainy. It's going to be a slop fest.
Oh, it's going to be raining. Okay.
Yeah, the whole game.
Game is going to rain?
Yeah, windy and rainy. 75% chance the whole game and 15 to 20 mile an hour winds.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
I definitely like the under, and I could almost even see a little like Brock Purdy being a little nervous, maybe I love the first half under. Brock Purdy, rookie, could be a little nervous, just playoffs, just how it is. We saw that with Jalen Hurts. I know in his first time starting a playoff game last year, that first half was dreadful. And Purdy's been good, surprisingly so, but just a rookie. Playoffs are different. I don't care if you're at home or on the road, playoffs are different. So I would really, really look to take the first half under. And then, the beauty about the playoffs is this is the time to live bet games. They're standalone. Everybody's watching. If you're into sports, if you're into betting, you should be watching these games. So that's how I look at it. I would hit the first half under and then start live betting from there. But I do like your teaser. I think you could tease Seattle up. I think you could tease San Fran down. I think that's a big window, and it'll stay in the window.
Yeah. I would be. A lot of people will be on San Fran. I wouldn't surprise if almost 70%, almost 65, 70% of the tickets are on San Fran. So it makes a lot of sense. That defense is going to be hounding Seattle. Um, I think Seattle keeps it close a little bit in the beginning, but I think sooner or later San Fran kind of pulls away here. I wouldn't surprise me if Seattle's up in the first half. Like 13-10, something like
Yeah.
that, late field goal. Something like that at the end of the first half. So, yeah, but I didn't know it was going to be raining like that. That does changes a lot. It gives Seattle kind of a fighting chance, I think, a little bit too, to kind of even the
Yeah, they're
playing
going to
field.
run. I mean, they're going to come out and run the ball. My thing, and I wonder. I mean, my kind of thought process: if Seattle wins the coin toss, they're going to want the kickoff, and if San Fran gets the kickoff or the
You think they're
coin
going to want
toss,
the kickoff?
I think Seattle will. Yeah, on the road because I don't know that they'll want that home team to get going and get behind.
Mm,
Whereas I feel like if they could get the ball first and kind of establish a little running game, even if they punt and it's like a couple first downs, drain the clock, like
yeah.
I think that's what they want. Whereas like if they come out whereas I think San Fran's the other way around. Um,
Mm,
I think San Fran would defer because they're like that. They're like, hey, well, we know we're the better team. We're at home. We'll give Seattle the ball and let's see what happens. So either way, I kind of do think Seattle's going to end up with the ball first.
yeah. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense a lot. Okay. All right. Next game. Next Saturday game will be. Let me bring up my little. Oh, this game. We got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This line hasn't moved. Obviously, if you haven't been following, you should know Mike Williams is out here. If he comes back, it'll only be in the Super Bowl if the Chargers make a Super Bowl run. The total here is 47.5. Terrible run defense here by the Chargers, and I've always said that the win in the playoffs, you got to be to run the ball and play defense. It's just pretty simple. I think that is tried and true for most of the late playoff runs. So we know the Chargers can't run the ball. Bosa's banged up. That coach is on this hot seat. Interesting, the line didn't move when Mike Williams was ruled out, even though he's probably kind of known, so the line could have been built. That could have been built into the line.
It's
But
actually gone the other way.
what's that?
Like the line, like how at first, like if the line first opened, it was Chargers -1.
Oh, did it? Well, it was bet up, but he didn't get ruled out until what, yesterday? I
No,
mean, no,
yeah,
today.
but then even before Mike Williams got ruled out today, then there was some money on the Jags, and it damn near went to pick them. And then even when there was information on him being out, Mike Williams, that is, the line still shot up to 2.5. So there's some money coming in on Jacksonville. This is one of those games where I know a couple sharp groups are on both sides.
Is this a stay away from you?
There's been some sharp groups that have been riding Jacksonville all year. Even when they got off to a bad start, they had a lot of money on them to win their division. They kept hitting on them all during the season to cover spreads. Down the stretch, they started covering left and right. So yeah, as kind of a non-syndicate better, I would probably stay away from this game and just enjoy watching it.
I was about to say you're probably staying away from this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've had both sides. I've had smart groups talk to me both ways, and it's kind of got me like, yeah, I see both sides. So it's because to me, Herbert's the better quarterback, but the way better coach is Jacksonville. You got the home field advantage. I was actually looking up weather right now. Weather is going to be fine. That's no big deal. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Be a little windy.
I tend to agree with you, but the only thing that brings me kind of to Jacksonville is that they can run the ball, right?
Yeah.
Jacksonville can run the ball and even get out a little bit here, and I expect him to be added into that run game. I just can't trust the Chargers coach.
I agree.
And I trust I trust Doug in the playoffs. I'm getting them plus the points. Another teaser here. I would tease them up. I would tease the Jacksonville up to get them through that key number 10.
Yeah,
10-point
I
teaser
think
here.
I think this is a one score game, so I think you could tease both teams up. Like I wouldn't touch this game straight up, but teasing either one of these up, especially if you're catching the points, teasing it up and getting it over 10, and yeah.
Yeah. But what I would do here is I would tease that total down to 37.5. I think both teams get over 20 points. I think because the Chargers can't run the ball. Like they just can't. So he's going to be throwing all game. And they
Yeah.
have the worst run defense in the league, or the bottom three. So Travis Etienne is likely to get loose and get a break a long run. So I would actually be looking at the total here, and teasing that down to 37.5. I mean 24-21, 27-21. That kind of sounds like right around where this score should be, either team. And I agree. I don't have a side on this one. I was leaning Jacksonville throughout the process and kind of looking at this, but see, I'm a person. I don't bet with the crowd. I don't like to bet with the crowd. And there's a lot of people, like you said, betting on Jacksonville, and that line has kind of stayed the same. Has at least the day that I was looking. I didn't
The
look at it when it
line's just
opened.
it's been all over the place. That's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah.
there's been movement both ways, which tells me that
Mhm.
and the line movement towards the Chargers has been after the Mike Williams information. So
Yeah,
I
I
just
just
think
don't get that.
I think some people are believing in Herbert here, and then other people are believing in Doug Peterson. I think that's literally what this is. You got sharp groups betting on Doug Peterson to outcoach Brandon Staley, and
That
then I
makes
think
sense.
you've got other sharp groups that like to bet the better quarterback. And I do think Trevor Lawrence has come a long way, but I think Justin Herbert's a better player right now.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I
So I'm
agree.
with
This
you.
is half
Stay
for me.
away or throw it in the teaser.
Yeah, I mean, gun to my head, I mean, I'll go Jags. So we'll put Jags in
Yeah.
the division.
Another
So
thing to think about is both these coaches love going forward on fourth down. So you could see a goofy score. They
yeah,
like to go for two. They like to go for fourth down. We know Doug Peterson likes to do trick plays. So I mean,
agreed,
this game could fall on an odd number if you're into betting those kind of things.
agreed, agreed. Yeah, like I said, a little bit of stay away from me, but agreed.
I
All right,
can't
let's
wait
go
to
to this.
watch.
Yeah, I do want to watch this game. It'll be a fun game to watch. All right, let's go to the Sunday slate. Probably the biggest ass whooping of the day. I don't think we're going to get much out of this one. But Miami Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo is minus 13.5 now. Skylar Thompson has been named the starting quarterback. Total is 43.5. Sharp, talk to me about this game. How does Miami keep this close, and how do you look at this from a betting perspective, or is just like it's either Buffalo or no bet at this point?
Yeah, you said it. You nailed it. I mean, it's kind of 13.5 in a playoff game. You just take Buffalo. If you were going to bet it, you just take Buffalo. You just take it before it hits 14. And yeah, you just hope they don't call the dogs off too early kind of thing and let Buffalo you would just hope the starters are in for the majority of the second half and not like early third coming out. And then all of a sudden there's like 20 points unanswered because that's the only way I see Miami covering.
Yeah, I was looking at total points here. I feel like 28 for Buffalo is a little bit low, especially if Hamlin shows up some way, somehow, some form of him. I know they're going to be carrying the three. They'll use that as some motivation, and obviously they're going to be emotionally charged. But if he comes on the screen, or if he's in the crowd, and not if he's in like a luxury box or anything like that, remotely like that, you can forget it. They're going to blow the doors off this. They may probably score 40. But I like Buffalo team total over 28.5. Dolphins is a little weird. It's at 13.5, which is interesting. I think they'll be able to move the ball a little bit here against there. So I don't mind people liking the 13.5. I mean, I like the over, but I think I like the over because I think Buffalo is going to score 30 points in this game. I don't see how they don't. So like if you tease this down, the total is 43 and a half. If you tease it down to 33 and a half, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Buffalo gets 30 by themselves,
Yeah.
possibly.
I love throwing this game like you already talked about in the previous game, like the Jacksonville game.
Mhm.
I would put the Jacksonville game tease down, take the over, with this game tease down, take the over, and then we could talk about another third leg of that. But yeah, those are two legs I like in a teaser.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All
And
right.
I was just looking at weather. I always like to wait till we get close enough, and it's looking like it's going to be cold. Obviously, Buffalo, it's cold, but no wind, so they should be good to go. I do agree. I do think we're going to see points.
Yeah, agreed. So where's Buffalo at there? A little thing. Sorry, we got Buffalo here.
Yeah, so you could get 33 and a half, over 33 and a half,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you
and
shop
and
around.
it's
You might be able to find 33.
and it's right there, right where the key number would be 44 on the total. So you get it right before it hits that key number. I think it stays there. I don't it might tick up a half a point, but I don't think so. All right, next game. Really, really interesting game back on the NFC side. And I was on one side when this game came out, and then now I'm just completely off it because I've seen every goddamn outlet pick this side. And this is the Giants versus Vikings game. The Vikings are favorite -3. Total is 48 and a half. I think that total is a little high. But I was on the Giants here, man. I really was. And then everybody and their mom is on the Giants, Sharp. Like everybody I see is talking about, oh, don't be surprised if the Giants win. Don't I'm taking the Giants in an outright upset. Kirk Cousins in prime time. Yada yada this, yada yada that.
Mm.
And I'm off it, man. Like I'm off the Giants now. Like I want to take the Vikings. Like I said, I don't like betting with the public. I don't like betting with the crowd. And I'm trying to make a case for myself to bet the Vikings. Am I wrong? Like the more everybody likes the Giants, the more I really like the Vikings.
Well, I see what you're saying in terms of fading the public sentiment, but I will say the line's sharp. Now, if you could get Minnesota -2, something like that, I would pull the trigger. Because I do see what you're saying, and I do like the Vikings to win. But man, the Vikings just like this game's going to land on 3. You already know it. Like this game's going to go back and forth, and somehow Minnesota's going to walk off with a kick. Like that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And I think 48 is actually a decent number because this is one of the few games that's indoors, so you don't have weather. You got no wind. It's temperature controlled. Saquon Barkley's healthy. Daniel Jones is healthy. Minnesota's run defense is terrible. Another team like the Chargers that just struggles at run defense. So I think the Giants are going to be able to score. We were talking about some teasers. This is the third leg. I like taking 48 down to 38 and taking the over.
Okay.
I think this game is at least 20-20.
So I like the Vikings now. I like the Vikings now in this game. And it goes back to what they are at home. Like, yes, they've won a lot of close games this year, by far more than anybody has in probably the history of the NFL. But the one thing that I've always known is that they do play well at home. They always have. They played well at home when Zimmer was there. They played well at home when they went to go play at the University of Minnesota outside versus the Dome. And they play well at home now, even this year. I mean, they did. What were they? 12-4? Were they 12-4? Whatever their record was?
13.
So were they 13-4?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're bums.
No, but what's crazy is if you look, they had the lowest point differential for many. Like it was they were a statistical anomaly. When they lost handily, and when they won, they barely won. So their points scored versus their points allowed was really, really close, which is usually a sign of a 500 team. But hey, I'm with you. They learned how to win. They know how to win. Their kicker's been unbelievable this year. He really has, and that's been their bugaboo. If you
Give
go
it
look at
up,
Minnesota, I feel like the last 5 years, all of Minnesota's games come down to a field goal, and usually their kicker's the guy to blow it. And this year, this
Yeah.
kicker's just made it. So maybe it's their year. I don't know. I hate to say that, but I just feel like they're going to beat the Giants on a field goal.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be. I do think they're gonna be the Giants. I would take this if I was doing any like 2-team parlays or anything like that. I would definitely put the Vikes in with the money line. The money line's a little bit short at -158, so you're not paying a lot in terms of the. Actually, no, you are paying a good amount on the juice there. But compared to some of the other games that we've seen, I would definitely take Minnesota here money line. If any bet I would place here. So. Yeah, I had to switch it up, man. I can't. I fade the public is every time I possibly can. Um, Next game, going to your boys, Burrow, Cool Joe, man. Baltimore and Cincy. Cincy is favorite -8.5. Total is 40.5. Obviously, we got the call. No, Lamar Jackson is playing in this game. Business decision. I think we all know what that's about. Interesting. It's actually not. I think the books are smart. I think they knew he wasn't going to play. The line hasn't moved. It was at 8.5. I would thought it might have ticked up to at least to 9 with it being announced, but it didn't. It didn't budge. Do you think that the fact of how good a coach Harbaugh is being kind of priced in here, or is this line right where it should be? And since he really should just blow Baltimore out by probably 2 scores.
I think this is a sharp line. I think this is it's a divisional game. I think if this were a circumstance where Baltimore wasn't in division, but they had the same circumstance with Harbaugh being a good coach, starting quarterback who's been a previous MVP is out, I think this line would be like 10.5. Maybe open at 10, get bumped to 10.5 type thing. But the fact that it's a divisional game, 2 teams that know each other, you're always going to get that couple points lower. So I do think the line's good. But with that being said, I love the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to win by 10 plus here. I think they're on a mission, man. I think the way the season ended, and this is zero disrespect to DeMar Hamlin and the Buffalo Bills, but I think Cincinnati was going to win that game. And I think they were going to be the team that was going to win home field advantage in the first seed because they would have had the tiebreaker versus Kansas City and Buffalo. So I don't know. Just every time I watch Joe Burrow, maybe it's the Ohio State alumni in me, but he gives me Tom Brady vibes. And just he's going to win.
He's going to win. That's the vibe. He's going to win. I obviously I just think it's just too much offense. It's just way too much offense on the other side of the ball and not enough offense on the Baltimore Ravens side of the ball. So I don't see how they can keep this close. Probably look at team totals here. I mean, Huntley's coming in this thing kind of limping a little bit himself. Like he's not like 100%.
No.
Obviously he's going to play, but excuse me, I would be looking at the Ravens under team total 15.5. I think that's a good play. They might get to 13, and in 9. No, well, they might get to 12, and all of them might be field goals. Like I'm not sure if they score a touchdown. They might get the first opening touchdown, and then that's it. You know what I mean? They might get up 7-0, and then that's it. And then it's just going to be a nightmare for them because I thought Huntley was at least serviceable, but I've seen him play the last couple games and he does not look good. He does not look good at all. So I'm with you on here. I like team total under here for the Ravens, and Cincinnati will be in any teaser I have. Any teaser you can think about, you should put Cincinnati in here. Cincinnati easily wins, I think, by 10 points.
I mean, I love. Yeah, I agree. Cincinnati's going to is one of my favorite straight up plays of the week. I mean, I just think they cover. I think they're going to win by 10 plus. It'll be chilly, but not too cold. It won't be very windy. They'll be fine. Joe Burrow should light it up.
Don, what's up, man? What's going on? Appreciate you jumping on, man. Too bad about your Detroit Lions, bro. Your Detroit Lions was there, and they went to Lambeau to handle business. They said, "We don't give a fuck." That was a great game too. That was a good game, man. That was a really good game. I
What
wish I wanted them to get in. I did
what
want
do
them
we
to get
think?
in.
What do we think Detroit drafts?
Where are they? Are they sixth or fifth?
Yeah, fifth.
Fifth. And if it was me, I'm taking a quarterback.
Dang.
I'm taking Stroud. I'm taking Stroud. Was it C.J. Stroud? I'm taking Stroud. I am. I'm signing. I think golf there for another 2 years. I'm giving golf the reins, but I'm looking. I'm already looking to the future because next year they're not going to be in that position. They're more likely not going to have a top 10 pick. So, do you live and die with golf, or do you try to build something on the future? And we've seen that model, right? We've seen that with Hurts, Willis. I mean, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes. Like
They
all
pick-
these guys get drafted and sit a year.
They picked sixth.
They pick six.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. I don't think he's going to go before that.
I do.
Who's going to take him?
Oh, I think absolutely. If they could, someone's going to try to trade up. Someone's going to try to trade up. I mean, because you already know the Raiders, they're going to move on from Derek Carr. They're picking seventh. They'll try to move up.
Yeah, but from what I heard, they're
Houston will take a quarterback.
well, yeah, of course Houston will, but I think but that's Bryce, right? And then I think that who did you just say was going to take a quarterback? The Raiders. I think Brady's going to the Raiders.
You do?
I do think Brady's going to go to the Raiders. I do.
I think Brady's going to shock the world and go to the Jets.
Yeah, right.
You heard it here first.
He ain't going to the Jets. Joey Porter Jr.
New York Tom.
Mm.
Yeah, I do think the Lions. That's my fear. That's why I was bringing it up as an Eagles fan. My fear is the Lions. They might start that dang cornerback run.
But hold on. Who was the kid? He got hurt though, right? He was hurt all this.
No,
year.
he played good this year. Jeff Okuda.
Oh, Okuda played. I thought he got hurt for a little bit.
No, I mean, yeah, but he had a good year. He played well.
He had a good year.
Yeah.
And then don't they have an okay corner on the other side?
Yeah, but he's older and about to be a free. Well, yeah, he's older.
Okay.
They have a decision to make on the other side, contract wise.
Colts pick ahead of us. Yeah, but I heard was it Levy?
Levis.
Yeah, Levis. I heard
Levis.
Yeah, and he fits their prototype too, right? You know, big arm, accurate, kind of bigger guy. You know what I mean? When's the last time you seen the Colts have like somewhat of a, even though CJ doesn't run a lot, a mobile quarterback. It just doesn't fit their mode, in my opinion. So but I'm telling you, man, CJ in Detroit, Jesus. That would be scary. That could be really scary.
Yeah, but golf's been good. I don't think golf was their problem this year. I don't, and to be honest, I don't think CJ Stroud's going to outplay Jared Goff anytime soon.
He's not, but whose ceiling's higher?
Yeah,
right?
but I think. Yeah, his ceiling's higher, and I think you would do it you would do it to reset his contract. I think that would be the reason you do it.
Yeah, because I think you saw the best of golf. This was the best of golf, and it still wasn't good enough, right? They didn't make the playoffs, so it wasn't good enough. So I mean, give Golf the reins. It's his team for the next year or two, but have the young gun behind him, because then Swift will be more seasoned, Williams will be more seasoned. Hopefully, St. Brown is still around. Like they got I forget the lineman from Oregon. He'd be 4 or 5 years in.
Yeah, no, their offensive line was probably the best in the league, honestly, this year. Truthfully,
I don't know about that. I can't put them over the Eagles. I can't put them over the Birds. But I mean,
Eagles, when the Eagles are healthy, but the Eagles go in and out of guys. That's the thing. But yeah, I agree with you. But the Lions have a good offensive line. Their offensive line was phenomenal.
Yeah, they were, and like I said, they to be at that position for the Lions. They could pick, wherever they want. They could even trade back. Let somebody hungry come up and get them and get some more picks and just kind of, let the rich get richer because they got a nice young Nicholas. Hutchinson was better than I thought he would be this year. I didn't think he would be as good as he was.
Yeah,
'Cause I didn't.
he's really good.
He was really good. No, it was really good. I didn't think he could rush the passer as well as he did in college, because he was a motor guy. He really wasn't a speed guy, and I didn't think he was fast enough. But yeah, no, kudos to Detroit, man. Um, it'll be interesting to see how they play out next year for sure. Don, definitely. All right, let's go to the last play of the weekend. Maybe the biggest game of the weekend. The Dallas Cowboys taking on Tom Brady, and maybe his last day in the Tampa Bay uniform. Line is Dallas favorite -2.5. Total is 45.5. Sharp, break this game down to me, man. What is going? Who do you have? Why are you betting this game? And do you have a thing like I do is in saying don't bet against Tom Brady?
I do. I do. And I don't like to support the way Dak Prescott's playing right now. But man, I don't know that Tampa's offensive line is going to hold up in this matchup.
I agree. I definitely agree, bro. But I can't bet against Tom. And I say this every time I talk about betting against Tom Brady. I've bet against Tom Brady 5 times. I am 1-4 against Tom Brady. And the only time I won is when I didn't give a shit and I threw everything I had on the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And to me, it was like, fuck it. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship if it goes down. My wife, before it was my pregnant girlfriend, she would have been mad at me. I didn't give 2 shits whatsoever. I put it all on the Birds in that game.
That's awesome.
And thank God I won. Thank God I won. But I do not bet against Tom Brady. I've learned that. That was the first win too. that was one. I was 0-4 to that one. So I don't bet against Tom.
That's a good one to end on. You might want to just end on that forever.
Yeah. I'll just end on that one forever, right? But I do like Dallas in this game. I really do. And I said it earlier in the show, is that the formula in the playoffs is running the ball and winning defense. I've always felt like that. Always, not everybody does it, obviously, but for the most part, being able to run the ball and play defense is a staple to get you through the playoffs. And I want to say unfortunately because I'm an Eagles fan, but fortunately Dallas can do that and Tampa cannot. Their defense is stout, but they cannot run the ball. They have no success running the ball, and it's going to be hard for them to move the ball on this Dallas defense. I think Dallas is hungry. Dallas got him, especially coming off an embarrassing loss too. That was really ugly as well. It really wouldn't shock me if Dallas wins by 2 scores here. Sorry, it really wouldn't. Dallas would. Yeah. If I was, like I said, I don't bet against Tom. It's just a religion of mine. But if it wasn't, like, Dallas would probably be my biggest play of the week. I really feel good about Dallas here.
If Dallas was a little more disciplined, I would love to put some money on them, but I just don't. I don't.
McCarthy?
Yeah, just everyone. McCarthy, Dak, just their play calling sometimes. Like, I feel like they'll be like, they could just keep running and Dak is prone to make mistakes, and yet they're like, let's just keep passing. And their play calling sometimes I'm like, hey, why aren't they running the ball? Which the Eagles could be the same thing. Sometimes I wonder what we're doing. And then Trayvon Diggs, he's one of those corners that can get his hand caught in the cookie jar, and Mike Evans is really good at selling double moves. So I could totally see like Cowboys getting a lead, up a couple scores, Trayvon Diggs hunting for a pick. Next thing you know, Evans goes over the top twice. It's a ball game. Then in the fourth quarter, it's close. Dak does something stupid. McCarthy does something stupid. And then the next thing you know, it's like it's 2 minutes left. Tom Brady has the ball down 2. I don't know. That's just how I see that game going. I think it's back and forth. I won't bet the game. Just something tells me Tom Brady's going to have the ball with a chance to win.
Doesn't he always?
I mean,
that's what his career is. He doesn't. He just does. He just yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah. Like this is a no bet for me. Maybe betting the total, just because that it's just I've never seen an offense. Tom struggle with such an offense. But I mean, I like Tom over in his throwing yards because he's gonna be throwing all day. I mean,
yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if he gets 300 yards. Because sooner or later they're just gonna. Because if you look at the game flow, when you think of the game flow theory, if it's if Dallas gets up fast, then Tom's gonna have to throw.
yeah,
But the fact that they can't really run the ball anyway, and they're not really a good rushing team, and Dallas has a decent defensive line and decent against the rush, he's got to throw anyway.
yeah.
So
I
either
think Brady's gonna air it out.
yeah, either way you go, he's going to air it out. So I don't see like Tampa running to slow the game down whatsoever.
No.
They're going to be throwing the state to kind of keep this competitive and stay with Dallas. So people forget Dallas was scoring like 35 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can score, and Dallas is going to score in this game. So I would be looking at team totals, some player props with Brady over.
Yeah, and speaking of what you were saying with Brady, I would go the other way too with the receivers. Like I would take receptions over with the receivers. A guy that's going to pass 50 times, he's going to complete 35 of them. Well, that means there's 35 guys catching the rock. Yeah. So that's 8 or 9 receptions for Godwin, 8 or 9 receptions for Evans. That's just sprinkle it out. Just look for receptions.
Here's an interesting thing I just looking at the total. Line is 2.5. The total for the Bucs is 22.5, but the total for the Cowboys is 23.5.
Yeah. So it's a little off.
That's a little off by a point. That's interesting. They always leave clues for you, everybody. You just got to find them. They always leave nuggets. I say this all the time too. Who's a winner? Every day there's a winner. You just got to find it.
And the whole line, just everything about that line's weird because so Tampa money line is only plus 120. You would think for a team that's plus 2.5, you wouldn't think the money line's plus 120 and vice versa. Dallas minus 2.5 is minus 115, the juice, but money line is minus 140. So it's like you might as well take Dallas money line.
Yeah, you might as well pay for it.
Yeah, so it is a goofy line. It's like there's a lot of things there that are telling you, a point here, point there. I don't know. I just stand by what I said. I think Brady's going to have the ball down too.
Yeah,
he might lose, but he might cover.
Wow, you think he covered? They lose by a point?
I could see him, like I said, down 2 with the ball, and he just doesn't come through, and Dallas gets the stop, and they lose by 2.
I see that.
You know what I mean? Because that's what that's telling me with the team total and then the total and then the spread and the money line. Yep. Like that's telling me that's literally how Vegas is seeing that game. Like Dallas is going to be up 2 and Tom's going to get the ball late.
Yeah. Agreed. If you guys are still with us, you still join us, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Always like it when folks give us some support, does nice things on the back end. We do it for free. We don't do it for money or anything like that. We do it because we like it. We do it because we love it. And we do it because not a lot of people can do it. Everybody talks about betting, but when you do it almost every day like we do, and we put it out there every day. We got video receipts, people. Video receipts of winners. Not this, we put a post up and, we win and stuff like that. We got video receipts, put money down. So we bet with you. When we win, looking at the next round, man, the divisional round, man, some nice matchups. I think that KC gets a cakewalk, in my opinion, to the to the AFC Championship, right? Buffalo and Cincy, obviously, is going to do that rematch. That's going to be in Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken. Some interesting matchups here. A lot of history between Dallas and Philly, obviously, in the playoffs. I think there's some history with San Fran and Minnesota in the playoffs too. like I said, KC and Jags get to cakewalk. Just a quick filler here. This is what I have, I believe, in conference championships. And Buffalo and Cincinnati are kind of interchangeable. But I think at least these three everybody has, right? KC, Philly, and San Fran.
Yeah.
In some order. And counting who you talk to, counting the folks between Buffalo and Cincinnati, one of the two. One of the two is gonna be in there. If you didn't check it out already, we already put our Super Bowl predictions out there. So make sure you go follow us on all social media platforms. It's funny, man. You and Diddy got the same pick. Same pick.
It happens sometimes. What's funny is we're usually on opposite ends. We usually don't.
Yeah.
Usually when we're usually guys that find ourselves liking the opposite side of the same game.
Yeah. It was. I thought that was surprising. He was kind of tiptoeing around. I'm like, man, just give me a goddamn pick for the Super Bowl. I don't know. Bro,
I mean, I'm right there. For me, it's Eagles and San Fran, and like I want to take Eagles. It's not even so like I do like that Lane's back. Avonte Maddox worries me, and I don't know that he's going to be there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
we'll see what we do.
The injury's worse. Yeah, supposedly it's turf toe is what the word is. But who knows? Maybe he makes it to the conference championship. I mean, we're talking about 3 weeks away. Hopefully the Eagles are there. And we'll see what that looks like. So I think Bills Mafia, huh?
Yeah, I mean, everyone. That's the thing. Everyone's going to be on the Bills, especially now. So like,
they should be.
I don't know. I just feel like it's the Bengals' year. I don't know. I didn't even pick them. Something feels like I don't know why. I just always, every time I doubt Joe Burrow, I just get this like Tom Brady sickening feeling like, why'd I do, like as soon as I placed the bet, I'm like, dang it, why'd I do that?
You did that. Right. I heard that.
But I won't be doing that this week. Like I said, Cincinnati's my favorite straight up of the week, -8.5. Hop on it. I think it's -115 juice now. So it's trending to -9, which is a key number in these go for it on fourth down, missed extra point era. 9's a key number. So get it at 8.5.
Yeah, I agree. So we will be posting some picks, obviously, come tomorrow. Sharp will drop a teaser probably for us. He's been pretty sharp. That's a key word. His name's Sharp. Sharp on those teasers. So we'll drop some more plays on the weekend. Like I said, man, make sure you guys are following us. Subscribe. We're giving plays out, feeling like Robin Hood, giving back to the people like we always do. So for myself, this is Moss Money. That's C Sharp. May the betting gods bless you, and we will see you tomorrow for some free plays. We're out.
Congratulations to all the Eagles that made All-Pro.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Riddick got robbed. They got fucking robbed. Terrible.
What are you going to do?